In just 36 hours, a $180 billion global cargo timeline vanished from the system. The Panama Canal Authority hadn't followed standard operating procedures. Instead, they opened an auction window that should never have existed. The Operations Control Center froze. What did the satellite hydrology data from Gatun Lake reveal that drove the world's largest shipping alliances to bid like criminals on the black market? At exactly 400 hours UTC, the system was perfect. The Panama Canal was running flawlessly, like a Swiss watch. The silent titan of global trade, a corridor of only 82 kilometers responsible for 5% of all maritime commerce. On the screens, AIS signals looked clean and green. Bills of lading were aligned perfectly with transit slots. Draft calculations were precise to the centimeter. 20,000 TEU megavessels were queued with military discipline. Fuel projections planned for 13-hour transits. Contracts were built on zero deviation. Gatun Lake sat silently at 26.8 meters above sea level, low but acceptable. Then at 0417 UTC, a single sentence was flagged on a young hydrologist's screen. The water curve cracked downward. At 0642 UTC, the first notification arrived. It wasn't a warning, it wasn't an alarm, it was an advisory. Maximum authorized draft reduced by 0.3 meters. Negligible for a standard vessel. Catastrophic for a Neo-Panamax. Every single centimeter of draft meant thousands of containers left behind. At 9:10 UTC, the operators began the calculations. Dump cargo, delay the voyage, recalculate the route via Cape Horn, adding 11 days and $1.2 million in fuel costs. It wasn't a hostile storm. It wasn't pirates. It wasn't geopolitical chaos. It was fresh water. At 11:58 UTC, the AIS map began blinking yellow. Vessels slowed, anchors dropped, engines idled. The heavy scent of burning fuel oil mixed with the tropical humidity. The ships waited and kept waiting. At 14:02 UTC, the control tower was silent. At exactly 1800 UTC, the unthinkable happened. The Panama Canal Authority activated transit slot auctions. Officially, these auctions were a capacity optimization tool. In reality, it was a queue-jumping mechanism that shattered every global shipping contract. The first winning bid hit the screen, $2.4 million for a single transit slot. Gasps were heard in operations centers from Copenhagen to Singapore. Another one, $3.1 million. And then, the bid that broke the system. At 23:47 UTC, a desperate ship owner paid $4 million just so a single vessel could transit 12 hours early. No cargo value could justify this. Until Day 2, 0112 UTC. A leaked radio transmission surfaced. If this vessel misses the window, 3 automotive factories go dark in 72 hours. This wasn't shipping. This was industrial life support. By Day 3, Gatun Lake fell below 25.5 meters. Satellite imagery confirmed it all. Brown scars where water used to be. Exposed shorelines. Tugboats shrouded in the stench of mud. Draft limits were restricted once again. The result? Daily transits slashed by 40%. $400 million in delayed cargo per hour. Half the container terminals from Los Angeles to Rotterdam sitting empty. Factories were the first to react. 0830 UTC, a German automotive supplier, halted production entirely. 10 o'clock UTC, a major U.S. retailer issued a profit warning. 14 o'clock UTC, coffee futures spiked 12%. You think a drying lake in Panama doesn't affect you. 3 weeks later, your grocery receipt said otherwise. In boardrooms, panic replaced spreadsheets. Alliances betrayed alliances. A single phone call diverted 500 ships toward Africa. Fuel prices skyrocketed to $800 per ton. Radar screens turned red. By day 14, the damage was irreversible. The canal didn't collapse. Assumptions collapsed. Companies adapted. Smaller vessels, split cargo strategies, permanent auction budgets baked into contracts. The final balance sheet: $9.8 billion in excess fuel costs, $6.4 billion in inventory and delivery delays, and the revelation that a single freshwater lake is the choke point of capitalism. The lesson was brutal and clear. Global trade is like a glass sphere, strong, efficient, but a single crack shatters everything. What happens when the just-in-time system meets a once-in-a-lifetime disaster? And more importantly, who is going to pay for the next $4 million ticket? If you want to understand how the world really works, don't just watch. Like and subscribe. Path of Logistics. We track the cargo others ignore.